because we want our bodies to be very relaxed, but we also want to be, straight and upright. We don't want our shoulders coming forward and tilting. Okay. So what we're going to do okay, so what we're going to do first is we're going to pant like a dog, and this is going to wake up and engage our breathing muscles here. So we're going to go ahead and take a big, big breath. We want to breathe from our bellies, just like how your belly looks on Thanksgiving after eating a full meal, okay? We want to get, and then we're just going to good. We should feel some bouncing here in our guts, okay? And if you gently put your hand on your stomach here, when you do it again, your hand should be bouncing a bit. If it's not moving at all, then we need to work on getting that low breath support. We don't want to be breathing with our shoulders going up. Everything needs to be low. Don't feel embarrassed because no one can see you except me, okay? So don't worry. You don't look ridiculous. Ready? Here we go. Take a big, big breath. And then pant. Okay, good. Okay, love it. Okay, the next one we're going to do is we're going to take a big breath, and then when we exhale, we're going to exhale on an S, as if we're making a sound like a snake, okay? We're going to hold this S out for a total of 4 beats. Okay, ready? Here we go, big breath, and exhale. Okay, good. Were any of you running out of air? Did you feel like you needed more air after 4 beats? Okay, good, 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 good. That's good. You've already passed step 1. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to hold it out for a total of 8 beats. Ready? Here we go. Take a big breath. And good. Okay. How do you guys feel?
Dizzy.
Feeling dizzy? Okay.
I didn't say that. Not me.
Okay, you feel dizzy? Okay. I forgot to mention. No, sorry, I looked right at Helen. We do have water in the back if you need any water. We do have water bottles available, and there's some throat lozenges as well. So there's all kinds of goodies in the back. Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, thank you, Lori. Okay, a little water girl. Oh, okay.
I'll take some water, Lord.
That's so funny. Okay. Here we go. We're going to do that same thing again. Take a big breath and then exhale on an S for a total of 8 beats. Ready? Here we go. Big breath. And release. Good. Now these are all exercises that you can do at home when you are getting ready for church on Sundays or Saturdays, or it's also really good to do these during the week because a very important element of singing is having enough breath. That is going to be a big, big thing. You need air to be able to produce sound. And so we really need to make sure that we're getting a big, deep lower belly breath. Okay, good. We're going to do one more time. We're going to do this S extension, and we're going to hold this out for 16 beats. Okay, 16. Here we go. So we're going to take a big, big breath. 16. I know. Whoa. And release. Good. Okay, good. Some of you can do it longer. That's great. If you can't go longer now, don't worry. If you keep doing these exercises at home, you'll eventually work up to being able to hold out that S longer. Okay, good. Any questions? Any concerns? Anybody need to leave? Okay, good. You can't leave yet. Okay, good. Just kidding. If you do need to leave at any point for any reason, that's fine. Just go ahead. You can get up and leave. We won't be insulted. So it's fine. Okay, good. We're going to do another exercise here that is going to work on vocal placement. So I just said that a really important element of singing is that you have a lot of air in order to produce the sound. The other important element is that you have the voice placed in the right position. Sometimes you'll hear some singers tend to sing really, really nasally. If you ever go to Disneyland or Disney World, a lot of those singers sing very nasally. There's nothing like wrong with it. It's just kind of their own unique way of singing. But I think what we're going to be focusing on is not really that sound. Okay, but we do want a forward placement of the voice, because what that does is that it creates a sound that can be heard a lot better. It then leads to better diction, and quite honestly, it's just a little bit more of a pleasant sound. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to do some humming. And this is really good to do, again, in the morning, when you're getting ready for church, or throughout the week in the morning. You want to do some hums. So we're going to go ahead and just go, Any sensation in your nose, hopefully in your lips, and the front forward part of the face, and in the cheeks. Yes, okay, good. That's good. That's where we want it. We want the sound forward up here. So, okay, Gabriel. Oh, good. He's still awake. Okay, good. He didn't leave yet. Okay, Gabriel, can you start on middle C? And we're gonna go up the scale and just by thirds. So 1, 3, just 1, 3, 1. Yeah, not that yet, but just 1, 3, 1. Okay, good. And we're gonna hum this. Good. You go to D, then go up the scale. Yes, thank you. Okay, ready? So here we go. Ready? One more. Thank you. Okay, good. We're gonna work on our hand signals here. Okay, good. How does that feel? Are you feeling that sensation staying in the front part of your face here? Okay, sort of, kind of. The more you do it, then the more you'll start to feel it. It is something that you need to practice. Okay, good. All right, Gabriel, don't go away yet. We're going to do another exercise. Can you start on middle C? And then, okay, we're going to do this here. And then we're going to go up this. Okay, we're going to sing the slower and then go into faster because it forces you to really take a quick breath at the top in order to come back down. And in choir, what we do is a lot of music in Christmas and Easter. We have a lot of fast tempo pieces where we have to take a lot of short, quick breaths in order to sing the whole phrase. So you guys are doing really well. Gabriel, don't they sound good?
Magnificent.
Magnificent. Okay, so Gabriel, I have papers for you. Okay. Okay, thanks. I'll take that one. Sorry. Okay, this is the exercise. Okay, we're gonna do let's see. In the back, there was a sheet. This is choral warm-up exercises. If you did not get one, we have them in the back. This is really good. Okay, if you can play the piano or another instrument, please use these exercises. These are all really, really good. And some of the ones that we are going to do tonight are in this little pamphlet. And then this also has a lot of other exercises that we just won't be able to get to because of time. So we're going to be doing exercise number 18. 18, which is on page 248. So just read the first two measures. Don't worry about the second, measures 3 and 4. We're only doing measures 1 and 2. So it's that first set of D, D, Do. And the purpose of this is a range extension. That's what it says about it. Your range means your vocal range, the notes that you can sing. And our goal with the does it sound flowy? Yes, is the right answer. Okay. Think about that. So we want all of our phrasing to be very long, very flowy. Okay, kind of like we're swimming or like we're sewing, where the notes are all connected to each other. Okay, we don't want to sing staccato, meaning when everything is short. And by the way, if anyone has questions about any words that we're using or phrases, please raise your hand at any time. If you have any questions, please raise your hand. Okay, we're going to do number 18. Here we go. Ready, Gabriel? Okay. Gabriel, can you please play it again? Good. Our goal is to do that in one breath. Ready? Here we go. Take a big, big breath. Visual so that you know that we're getting higher and higher. Don't spaz out, okay? Don't get nervous, because when you get nervous about high notes or really, really low notes, then we tend to tense up, and your neck will get tense, and you will crack your voice. And it happened to me. I know some of you have heard this horrible story, but I was in a singing competition, and I cracked my note at the very top because I got nervous, and then I came in second place. So we want everything, remember, to be very relaxed. visual. Okay. When you're singing, you want everything to be very long, long vowels, long vowels. So, if you think that you are opening your mouth big enough, you're not. Open it bigger. I'm gonna show you. Okay, here we go. Okay. Can we start again? Sorry. Ready, here we go, ready? Good. Okay. Did anyone learn anything from that visual? Yes, is the answer. Okay. Question.
I was told that yawning when you were kind of warming up was an okay thing.
Yawning is an okay thing. Yes, yes. It helps create that space. Because we want everything to be nice and open. So yes, it is like a mimic of yawn. And yeah, a lot of times when I'm singing too, I'll end up yawning. It does happen.
Yeah.
That's normal. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Thank you. You all can sit. Take a little breather. And Allison is next.
Okay, so hopefully we're all feeling nice and warmed up. I will ask that when you're sitting, sitting is awesome. We can absolutely sing sitting down. You just want to think about being a little bit more upright on your chair. Think about kind of the right angle at that hip. You don't want to be slouched back. You don't want to be forward because any of those things is going to mess you with your sound center, all of your guts down here, your breathing mechanism, all that kind of stuff. So feel free to sit loose, but sit. We're still puppet with that string in the top of our head, but we're placed gently in our chair and we're not all tumbled down. Okay, so one of the things I want to talk about is a lot of different elements within this, but I want to talk about the idea of legato singing and how we might be able to achieve that through breaking that down into some nuts and bolts of a musical phrase. So if I say legato, does someone know what that is? I'm going to volunteer for the group. What does legato mean? Or what does it mean to you? Smooth. Smooth is a great, yeah. Smooth singing. So the opposite of choppy, right? Where you're singing the up this note to this note, thinking a smooth phrase.
Not rap?
One together. I bet you could rap legato if you tried it. I bet you could. Okay, so where I want to start with this is actually just want to talk about kind of like the master vowel of classical singing, which a lot of what we do is a little bit more on the traditional side, even the contemporary super strong. It's one of the strongest muscles in our body for the size that it is. So the good news about that is it has a lot of power. It is how we make the sounds we make that we can be interpreted and people know what we're saying. Bad news is it can totally get in the way and ruin everything. Okay, so one of the ways you can do that is to have a lot of tongue when we have really tense tongues. So we're gonna put the in the middle, e, to kind of normally sing through the vowels in this order. And I just want you to take this shape, and I want you to try to keep your jaw relaxed. Think of a nice high roof of the mouth, that yawn feeling. And I just want you to try to keep your tongue relaxed. Move it as it needs to move, but don't grip it. Don't feel like you have to hold it in place. You want to just try to be like as zen and lavender scented as possible, okay? So I'll just take a middle C here. C. So we're just going to do here, listen all together. So just be okay? And just try to keep that jaw nice and relaxed. No forcing anything. Here we go. And beautiful. You guys look like everyone's falling asleep. I love that. Okay, let's take it to the G. Same thing. And good. Now we're going to take the high C up here, and I want you to create just a little bit more space in the roof of the mouth. Think very vertical, but don't try to add, oh my gosh, it's high, and now I have to do all these weird things. Try to stay chill and relaxed. Here we go. Up here, and good. Now let's do a bad one. Let's go back to the G. Okay. And I want you to move way too much stuff to sing this. Okay, let's do that. Here we go. And now back to beautiful chill harmony and beautiful. Okay, now let's add on the rest of our favorite two singing vowels, O and U. Now, I need to get a couple more players in the game to make an O and an U sound. Going from an E to an O, what do you think I might need to add in to help me make that sound? Go O, U. What's a big thing that changes between an and an O? Lips. Lips is exactly right. So we want to use those lips. We're not going to tighten them up. We're not drinking through straws or anything crazy. We still want to have a big, huge, high ceiling behind it. So we're going to go through all 5 vowels on the C. Okay, let's try it. Beautiful. It's so smooth, right? Let's go to the G. Good. We're going to go to the high C, do the same thing, and I want you to add one more thing. something I can go, let's try all that together. What might another voice, I can't make a tone on that. How a Z? Try a Z. How about an N? Okay, these are voice consonant, and unvoiced is your S's and T's. I can't make a tone. Try to do a T and sing at the same time. Yeah, it feels like something might break on the inside when you do that. That's like, whoa, that's a little tense. Same thing. These are percussive, unvoiced consonants. Now, they both are tricky. Let's start with the unvoiced. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our I-O that you guys are experts at, and we're going to put a T in front of each of those vowels. And what I want you to do, which you did so wonderfully before you put the consonant on, is keep those vowels almost touching each other. But you put the T on short and sparkly. It's important. It needs to be there, but you don't want it to be long. You do not want it to interrupt. It's not a red light. I don't need to stop. We're on the Autobahn here. We're just going to vowel this way all the way through. Ta, ta, ti, ta, tu. So it's like your breath is connecting the vowels even though you're putting consonants on. Does this make sense? Want to try this with me? Yeah. All right, let's try that. Here we go. M. Let's do it on the G. Here we go. M. On the T. M. Ta, really good. Let's someone pick another consonant. A crispy unvoiced one for me. Unvoiced consonant. Anyone have a favorite? K. Kathy. Or C. Are you a C, Kathy? Or K? Love it. K for Kathy. Here we go. So we're going to do ka, ke, ki, ko, ku. Here we go. And ka, ke, ki, ko, ku. Really good. Now, let's put a voice consonant on. And I'm going to give you a little bit of a warning. It sort of seems like it should be easier because you can sing through them, but they are sticky. They are sticky, sticky, sticky. It is so easy to shorten the length of your vowel and sit in a nice M for a while and then reopen. And I want you to think about the M just as short and crispy as the T or the K. So, staying smooth. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
You good? I'm overstimulated. How you doing? Here we go. Nice, deep, relaxing breath. Good breath because this is a long phrase. We want to connect each vowel as if the consonants aren't there. We're just going to put them on, but we're not going to stop the breath. Here we go. And. Beautiful. Let's try it on a Z. Zaze. Here we go. And. That is wonderful. That is excellent. Okay. Now, the reason I want to bring all this up is this is how you should be singing everything that you sing. Unless he tells us we're singing Carol the Bells and you're going to go ding dong, that's like a one exception, right? Usually we're like dong, you want to be on the vowel, okay? Because that's when your beautiful voices sound through. We all pretty much sound the same singing an M or a Z, okay? So I want you to think about this, and we are going to put it into a hymn here that you should all know, but because I want you to start thinking about singing horizontally, okay? It is very easy to look at a piece of music and you say, I sing this note, and I sing this note, and then that one, and then this one. But then it becomes very vertical, becomes very choppy if I'm only thinking about the note that I'm singing, and in this much space on a page, I'm trying to do 16 things. That's like way too much. I'm like not into doing a lot. I'm very lazy. I like to be nice and relaxed, and I like to do as little as possible. So we need to think about phrases. So instead of singing ma, me, me, mo, moo as 5 things, it's only one phrase. That's a lot less. That's 1/5 of the work. Because I'm going to think, every time I breathe to sing something, I'm going to think about my breath moving through that horizontally as one connected idea versus I sing this note, then this note. It's impossible to carry your breath through a phrase if you're only thinking about the note you're singing, and you're not really thinking about the whole thing as a whole phrase. Does that make sense? So, that is going to help us as we move into, you might have a piece of paper that says Prayer of St. Francis on it. If you don't, and you do have a great Journey Song book, it's number 702. And so that we can try to connect the vowels to each other in one musical phrase. Does this make sense what our goal is here? Okay, so what we don't want, example of wrong, is make me a channel of your peace, right? You heard all 8 or however many notes that were there, right? I want you to hear one phrase. Make me a channel of your peace, right? My breath never stopped moving in the phrase. Okay, let's try this. Or that key is fine too. Here we go. 3 and 4 and 1. Make me a channel of your peace. Make it crispier. Right. Me bring your love. Where there is victory upon Lord. And where there's come to faith in you. Good. Let's pause for a second. That is extremely legato and really quite lovely. So congratulations. Now I'm going to add one more layer to the layer cake here. And so I want you to think about this is expert level gold star above and beyond here. So the reason we do what we do, the reason that people write these things and put words on them is because there's a meaning to the text that we're saying, right? Our job as singers is to try to express the text and the feeling of the piece as much as we can, as heartfelt as we can. And so one of the things as we're doing this, it's better when you sing legato to not have it be so note to note where you don't sound like a robot. But it's still easy to fall into a trap where you just kind of like breathe, press play, sing a phrase, breathe, press play, sing a phrase. All notes are equal, all text is equal. But that's not a very fulfilling experience for our congregation. You might be having a prayerful moment, and as yourself as a singer, hopefully maybe you might connect to something in here. You want to think about it as if it was also that you were saying it, right? So where would you put the stress in a sentence, right? Where would you put the stress in a sentence, right? We just don't talk like that, and we shouldn't sing like that either. So what you want to think about is, where are the stresses here? Now, most people, not all, but who write music that's good enough to make it into our green books are very good at putting the stresses on things like downbeats that make it very easy for us to be expressing the text. But I want you to see if you can think about how you're singing it this time. Make me a channel of your peace, which, that's the operative word in that phrase. Where there is hatred, let me bring your love. Not where there is hatred, right? We don't speak it that way. Hatred. So just take a second to look at the words here as you understand them, to express them, where you might put some distresses. Sometimes if I'm in rehearsal, I might even mark it if it's tricky or if it doesn't click in for me. You don't have to do that here today. But we're going to do all of it there. And now let's make music out of it. Bring the text to life. Don't sing like a the singers who go, ah, because they didn't transition well, right? So you have to, ah, you have to build the middle. It takes a ton of practice. It's very difficult, but there are definitely techniques of blending those parts of your voice. And depending on where you are, where the notes are, expert level, you start, I need more space here, I need to adjust the bow here, you know, like you get used to those sorts of things. So yeah, we talked about, like, there's so many things we can talk about. There's no way we could cover everything. But any questions or anything after this or future classes? Yeah, put a suggestion box.
I would like on regards to the singing and the ranges. What I have learned through the years is that the best technique you can use is the one that fits to you. You don't want to force yourself on singing high notes and say, "No, I want to be a soprano. I am a soprano." And you're going to be sitting up there and you're going to destroy it and you're going to hurt your voice. No. You can manage yourself because obviously, like they said, we don't have the time to say, "Okay, you're an alto, you're a soprano." Each voice should feel more in the confidence of saying, "I feel more comfortable singing in this range." You know? And the only way to find that out is when you come and sing somewhere, you know, in a choir setting or by solo. That's the way you're going to be finding out. And for example, when we do harmonies, sometimes we want to be a soprano and we cannot reach a high note, or we're going to be an alto that sings so low. I cannot compare. I remember some of the beautiful voices would say, Donna Marie would say, "It's too loud."
Yeah.
You know, and that happens. That's very normal. But remember this, it's better to sing light and bright than strong and wrong. That is very important. Okay? So, no.
Thank you, David.
Hey, bro,
Yes.
would it help if someone wants to find a voice range to have you run through a scale and see what their comfortable ranges?
It's like I said, like we said, it takes a lot of time, and it's not only because the voice changes so much when you're singing, when you're practicing, when you're rehearsing. Your vocal cords are like rubber,
Yeah.
you know. And if you're working with them, you're gonna be able to extend it or lower it as much as you can, as much as you work, you know. But if I can, for example, I used to be a tenor, lyric tenor. I would get very high notes. Now, because I haven't sang that much, I'm a baritone. And I'm comfortable being a baritone. I don't like singing that high anymore because it takes a lot of technique. It takes a lot of muscles that you have to work. All my body would get very tight in order for me to reach high notes. And I have to work on it and be soft at the outside, but strong in the inside. So it takes a lot of things, a lot of work out for that to accomplish. So my suggestion is sing what you feel more comfortable with and do the right notes. And with the exercises that they're showing us right now, that's a very good goal to achieve in the short term. Right? Okay, continue. Sorry.
Any other questions? Okay. Okay, excellent. Both very, very good questions. Okay, we're going to do another hymn, so please pull out your green books and turn to page there anything that kind of jumps out at you in the first line?
Yeah, there's an octave.
Yes, 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 yes. Measure three. Measure three. We have 2 to 3.
Yeah, 2 to 3.
2 to 3. I barely passed music theory, so there you go. Okay. 2 to 3. There's a very large jump. There's an octave jump, meaning you're jumping 8 notes. Whoa. Oh boy. So that's something to take into consideration. So already you're like, oh great, measures 2 to 3, I gotta jump an octave. Okay, what else do you then notice? Looking through the rest of the notes here, okay, second line, we're kind of in the middle, we're going a little bit low, and then, oh my goodness, we have another octave jump. Who is this crazy composer? Okay, and then the third, maybe these are just my thoughts. Okay, then the third line, okay, yay, we can kind of hang out a little bit. We got a little easy part here because we're in the middle. And then the fourth line, oh, okay, well, we're going back up again. Here we go. Do, 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 do. And then we see at the end of the fourth line where the words say, with the Spirit's gifts, it's kind of like the refrain. We see that we're starting up higher and then coming down low. And then the very last line, okay, we're kind of high up again and then we're coming down low. So this hymn is very tricky. This is tricky because there are a lot of traps, I like to call them. We have a lot of traps in here. We got these octave leaps and then we got starting up high, coming down low, which is tricky. And so those are just some things to take note of before you even start singing. So you really want to study the music. Now let's look at the text. So you want to look at the text and then kind of in your head or with a pencil with your music, your sheet music, you want to mark where the text phrases end. Because typically kind of a rule of thumb that we talk about in choir rehearsals is that you want to take a breath, so you want to put a breath mark where there is a comma and a period. Comma and a period. So look at the punctuation. Now that's all subjective though because the ultimate decision is up to the conductor. So Gabriel might override something later, but just when you're at home and you're looking through stuff, those are just kind of some good general rules of thumb. So you want to look for some periods. Okay. We have some fancy punctuation. So in measure 4, we have a colon. Lord, you give the Great Commission. That's a great time to kind of take a little catch breath if you need it. Lord, you give the Great Commission. Here it is. What is it? Heal the sick and preach the word. Then you take a little breath. Lest the church neglect its mission and the gospel go unheard. Help us witness to your purpose with renewed integrity. With the Spirit's gifts empower us for the work of ministry. You'll notice if you look at these hymns and you actually read the text without singing it or without listening to the music part, if you just read the text, they're all like poems. It's very poetic. And like Allison was saying, we want to add meaning to this because we're not just singing pop music. We're not singing country music. We're singing religious-based music. And we have the ability to convey to people really powerful words and to help connect them with our faith. the time. So every Sunday we're singing, I'm sorry, I did something, I don't know right now what it was, but I'm sorry for something. Okay. So in Lent, we're very sorrowful. In Easter season, yay, we're joyful, we're excited. Oh my gosh, the Savior is, saving us. Yay. Those are all great, right? So think about that because then we get to convey that when we're singing. Okay. Sorry. Now we're going to sing something. Gabriel, here we go.
What do we see?
Good. Real quick, one more tip. This octave lead that we have, don't be intimidated about it. A piece of advice that I would give is that you want to think about the lower notes. Think about that low C, the middle C on give and the. Think about those notes as like you're just touching it because our goal is to get to the C on great. So we don't want to technically use them as like a launching pad as the great. No, we don't want to do that, okay? The Great Commission. Remember that long phrasing. Here we go, take a big, big breath. Here's where the breath part comes in. Ready? Lord, you lead the Great just like Allison was talking about the consonants, when you're also looking at the words, you want to look at, okay, where can I get some help, right? Like I said, there are a lot of traps in here. And there are traps in a lot of hymns, and a lot of hymns that we sing a lot. For example, everyone's favorite funeral hymn. Anyone want to? Yes.
Eagle's wing.
On eagle's wing, not the wind beneath my wings. Close, the other way. On eagle's wings. That is the trickiest trap of all. First note that you have to sing. And then it's like, I mean, you're just off to the races. You're falling off the hill on that one. So something that can help you is look at the words. For example, we have here, Lord, you give the Great Commission. Use that L on Lord. And what's nice is that we have help because we have it on 2 beats. Lord, you give the Great Commission. Heal, just like Allison was talking about, we want to hear that H. Heal the sick and preach the word. And then the next get off the T's and D's at the same time. We do need to hear those T's and D's. So what I would say is, for example, with the 5 o'clock choir, let's say we have 6 singers, you all kind of have to look at each other.
Need to breathe. To me, this suggests a natural solution is there's 3 beats in the measure, but they don't write in where we can breathe. So I would think maybe in this case it makes sense to sing for 2, breathe on the 3rd beat. So sing, we can preach the word. So you're ready to come into the next thing. Sometimes a choir director might put like a roll like that, and the singers will go through the whole thing so that we all come. So especially with the things like S's and things like that, if, a good rule is if you're in a choir and you're not sure where it goes, don't put it on. Because you don't want to be the person putting the S on 2 weeks after everybody else. But then, also not lingering in it forever. The internal ones are a little bit easier, kind of what I was talking about, bow to bow. If you have something like blessed the church, that's a mouthful.
Right.
You want to cram all those together. Blessed the. So you work on like stretching those vowels long, and all the little interior ones all get squished together. And that way you can kind of keep your vowels. So yeah, it's usually you create a rule, follow the rule for the end of phrases, and then inside it's usually a good idea to just keep your vowels super long and then squish all your consonants together from word to word.
Yes. Also, if you look at verse 1, the scary part that we talked about between measures 2 and 3 with that octave jump, when we're singing the word great, you're singing it for 2 beats. But the way that it's typed out, the word great falls under the C. So it looks like you're only supposed to sing great. No, we don't want that. We want the great. So in those cases, what I do with all my music is I put a slash through the word great. So then I know that I need to sing it. You give the Great Commission. You always want to put the consonant, you want to put that T at the very end. Kind of think of it as the T before the C of commission for the next word. You do the exact same thing, the second line where we have neglect, its mission. Does that make sense? Okay. Damien, did you have a question?
I was thinking that arc that connects those 2 notes on great,
Uh-huh.
that kind of helps you do that too, right?
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because what you're doing is you're holding out, yes, you're holding out the vowel. You're focusing on the vowel. Great Commission.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Okay, good. Excellent. Okay, one more thing before we depart. 2 more things, actually. Okay, one is, you all have this like very dramatic bullseye, and you're probably like, what the heck? Okay, I know. Okay, sorry, I didn't really I didn't really do anything with this because I forgot, but when you're singing, it says out here, sing in the center of the note. Now the notes are round. Notes are round, okay? If you hear our voices, we have nice round sounding warning. But you hear the sound, it kind of sounds round, right? That's something that we're all trying to achieve. So when you're singing, we want to always think in our heads. This hopefully gives you a visual. You want to sing in the center of the note. If we sing the top part of the note, then that's where we can start sounding sharp, meaning it sounds higher, pitchy, you're like, it doesn't really sound right. If we start to sing if we're lower on here, then that's where we get flat. Yes, question in the back.
I just want to hear that example of high and low, singing outside.
Yeah.
Give an example, please.
more than you're singing is, am I really hitting that same note? And then take it way, like purposely bend it high, bend it low, and then come back into it. It is something that some people have to spend time learning how to sing on pitch, and some people, are born with it, right? It's a skill, but everybody can learn how to do that. It's just how much time do you as an individual need to take to get all those little hairy things in your ear buzzing in the right way and figuring out what the sound feels like in your voice. It can be trained, it takes time. So something that you just like seriously go and listen, even if you sing in the radio, that like instead of just letting it out, like sing super quiet and just listen more than you're singing and be like, am I even like where this person is? Or
Yes, definitely. I mean, if you go to the piano at home, you just start plucking away. Take your time and do it. Up, down. You'll get to a point where you're like, I can't sing this note. It'll start to sound off pitch. That'll give you a sign of, okay, my range is ending. And that's okay. If you want to expand it, there are things you can do to eventually be able to sing certain notes. We can stretch things and yada yada. That's down the way. But yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, question.
I have a question. I can remember when I can't hear myself and pressing one of your ears closed.
Yes.
Or
Yes.
actually, I've done it both. No, one, sorry.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's really good.
It is a very good tip, yes. You just close one ear and then you get that kind of, you can hear yourself.
Because we don't have monitors.
We do not have monitors still, Gabriel. We do not have monitors. But, and all the time at home when I'm practicing, I'm like, that's a little too, and then you're like, feeling like Mariah Carey. But
Yeah.
anyways, I can't help.
Sometimes I tuck my ear.
Yes.
And it reflects off the book.
Yes, you're hearing yourself better. You cup your ear.
Yeah, that really
Whoa, hello.
Yeah, no.
It's fine. My voice sounds great.
But wouldn't it be fun if we all stood up there like that?
Yeah, we're all like this. And people are gonna be like,
Yeah.
Another Kathleen.
good. And then, yes.
That one of my vocal coaches said when you're at home in a room, is to actually hold your hands in front of your ears, because then you hear the sound in the room. And it's easier to see if you're matching.
Right. That's interesting. I haven't tried that. I'm totally going to. Okay, cool. Yes.
So as we age, because I'm finding that like if I sing something and listen back and I thought I was on, it's like, oh my God, it's like flat. And so I used to be a soprano, I'm finding as I age I'm lowering, like I don't have the strength anymore. It's not a practiced instrument and I want to get it back. So does hearing, like if I'm not losing my hearing that I think, but does that affect it, or does the lack of the instrument being strong affect that flatness? I mean, what's happened?
The voice, right. The voice is a muscle.
Yes.
So it's just like working out. It's like if you don't sing for a while, then things are not gonna, they're not gonna perform the way that they used to, for sure. So if you do exercises like the ones that I gave, that'll help get things back going. Yes, as you age, there also can be issues. Just like Gabriel was saying, he used to be a tenor, and now he's a baritone, right? So as you age, there might be notes that you just can't sing. Also, I was going to say something too. Oh, about the hearing. Yes. Okay. I've noticed, okay, I do not have a hearing aid, but what I've noticed is for some singers who sing with a hearing aid, the biggest issue, in my opinion, I could be totally wrong about this because again, I have not used a hearing aid, but what I've noticed is there will be a delay in the person receiving the sound. There's a delay. So they may at the correct time and coming in with other singers, but they're actually behind the beat, so they're slow. So that can be one issue, yes, is the hearing, is when music is being played and you're singing it, there might be a delay, yes, and then you're thinking like, oh wait, I thought I was right, but maybe it's just this delay that's happening as well. really help get out certain notes that might be more challenging. And also, aerobic exercise, walking, swimming, running, all of those things build up your lungs, and that also can help develop that breath support that can then also help your singing as well, for sure. That helps you sustain notes, sustain these longer phrases. So all of that is very good. Okay, any more questions? Okay, excellent. One more thing, please. Oh, you're done. Thanks. Okay, can I please ask Lori to come to the front?
For the test.
Please.
The exam.
Can you come over here for a quick second? Thank you. Right down. Here she Okay, for those of you who don't know, Lori is basically the choir mom. She is the person who does all the work, and she's one of the most selfless people I know. She's always putting all of us before herself, and her full-time job really is managing all of us, which is a hot mess. So as a token of our appreciation from the music ministry, Lori, we have a small gift for you. Dum da da dum. Perfect. We have gifted you. Now, Lori loves champagne. Yes, loves some good little bubbles. So, Lori, the music ministry has gifted you a subscription for Champagne of the Month, champagne and sparkling wines.